Hello, ladies, gentlemen, and once again, all those genders without those types of endearments. This is another episode of the Extra Casual podcast with your wonderful host, Gavin.
Ashton.
Yeah, we would like to apologize for not being able to have an episode last week. Ashton got sick.
Again.
Unfortunately. Yeah, again. So it's like the bad. Yeah, it was the bad kind of sick too, so,
Yeah. I literally, time skipped a day with how sick I was.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, that's what happens when you're sick. You just wish you were sleeping, or just, asleep for the entire day.
I was in that sick mood where, you can't even watch YouTube. You're just not in the mood to watch YouTube. Watch any shows. You just have to sit there and do nothing.
Yeah. Last time I got sick was when I was over at your house. I got an ear infection.
Oh god, let's not continue with the rest of the story.
Yeah, that's our viewers need to know. So we have we're gonna be doing a little something new at the beginning of each episode where we're gonna kind of give a baseline of what we're gonna be reading. I guess for this example, we're gonna have things like games that will test your patience. The world's richest rapper. Stuff about Law and Order, that show, and interesting teen prom stuff. So,
usual outline of all of our topics for today.
Yeah, and we're also going to try to give maybe a little bit more input on what we already did, so hopefully we don't get blasted by copyright.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, so first one is 10 games that will test your patience.
Let's just skip right to the games.
Yeah, let's just let's just ignore the heading. So number 6 is Getting Over It. Yes, we're starting at 6 for some reason. And I'm pretty sure, Getting Over It is a very well-known game, for better or for worse.
That's one of the classic Rage games.
Yeah,
every YouTuber under the sun has played it.
Yeah, Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, PewDiePie, all the big guys.
Yeah. It's really funny seeing, all the reactions, though.
Yeah.
Just watching people slowly go insane on, live stream clips and everything.
I remember I was watching a Perfectly Cut Screams, and it was someone fell, from very high straight down back to the bottom, and they looked like they were gonna light something on fire.
And it's just like Jump Night, where the last jump before you beat the game, it brings you all the way down to the beginning.
Yeah. Anyway, Getting Over It. Indie titles are often fashion addictive gameplay from simple concepts, such as the case with Getting Over It. On the surface, it's a 2D platform. Unfortunately, that's the only facade to hide the sadism underneath. Wow, that's already starting off with a bang with the terms of sadism.
I think they're just saying it's that bad that it's equivalent to sadism.
Yeah. Well, if you're a sadist, then at least you'll find.
You'll enjoy this game.
Yeah. The game sees players traverse mountains and other obstacles using only a pickaxe. Well, I would say that's correct, but
looks like a hammer.
Yeah, it looks like a sledgehammer to me. Get it right, article. Especially with the wonky physics. Even worse, those physics easily trip up people. Misjudging an angle can send you tumbling back down the hill. He doesn't sustain damage, but it's absolutely soul-crushing to climb so high and fall so far. Well, yeah, that's basically life in a nutshell. Especially if you're on the top, and then get hit straight back down to the bottom.
One misstep.
Yeah.
One pickaxe misplacement.
Yeah, or sledgehammer in this case.
Yeah. Have you seen speedruns of this game?
No. I bet they're insane, though.
I'm pretty sure they have it under sub 1 minute.
Sub 1 minute?
Yep.
It takes people hours to beat this game. Only solely due to the physics and controls and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy what people have done with this game.
Well, it's crazy what people do with every game that is speedrunnable. I mean, look at the Super Mario 64 zero-star speedrun, where you go through the entire game without collecting a single star.
Backwards long jump.
Yeah, backwards long jump, side backwards long jump, where you have to, like, manipulate, like, character stuff. I don't know. I couldn't describe it, unless I, like, then do a deep dive research into it.
The maniacs behind it all.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, all right, let's go on to our second one.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed Valhalla. Folks at Ubisoft promised the next Assassin's Creed entry won't be as bloated as Odyssey. That's not entirely accurate. Valhalla is enormous. Sounds appealing for an RPG, but the game definitely starts out as a strong with a freedom and openness. Sadly, it doesn't remain that way. The only thing I really know about the Assassin's Creed series is that apparently all of them after like the first few kind of suck, and that's all I really, like I said, that's all I really know.
I played like the intro to the third game. I got to the part where after you assassinate somebody, I like the title. After I assassinated somebody, and then all I did was just mess around with the guards. Like I would climb up on buildings and like kick them off the buildings and like kill them and throw their bodies down on the street.
Yeah, I remember the only gameplay I've seen of like an open Assassin's Creed game, in person, quote unquote, is I think Odyssey, or like one of the other like.
Well, what
ones.
What did the game look like?
Like it had stuff to do with like Greek gods. So,
I think that's Odyssey.
Yeah. all I really know is that there's a specific point where the person that's playing, because I was watching, they were going up to like all the Zeus statues and grabbing onto the balls of them.
like there was an animation for it, or was it just like a...
No, like they could just like jump up and hold on to the testicles of these statues.
The climbing.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, over 70 hours, it slowly started wearing down fans' excitement, and that it forces them to do the same repetitive combat and tailing missions over and over again. Stories misguidedly lies in forging alliances with various English territories. These regions all have their own blind narratives, none of which have anything to do with the main one. The game's shallowness becomes apparent as players work their way through them. Even worse, lack of level scaling means it must go in order as developers intended. Even in short, plot forces fans to grind excessively at 200 to 300 levels, each presenting only a 1 minute boost on an obscenely large skill tree. Wow.
You know, when I was reading the title of this article, I thought it was going to be like just like rage games and stuff. But after seeing the Assassin's Creed in here, it looks like it's a lot more than just rage games. For example, Assassin's Creed the game was fine, but the game was too long, and it takes forever to do anything, and that's what's making people mad.
Yeah. I remember I heard a statement, which I actually kind of agree with, and that is, sometimes there is such thing as too much game, as in, it takes too much time to even do the most basic things. That's why I'm not really a big fan of open world games. Like, and I hate the feeling of just wandering for the sake of wandering. You need
a linear path.
Yeah.
Or a linear story.
That's why I kind of gave up on Elden Ring. But I do kind of want to give it another try. Just for the sake of, giving it another try. And having, like, I don't know, that'd be my first Souls game.
To be honest, that's probably the best way to get into Souls games if you really want to try it.
Elden Ring?
Yeah, like, it's by far one of the easiest Souls games.
Yes, that's about right. I mean, I guess in terms of best, there's always going to be the argument. People are always going to suck the dick of Bloodborne.
They still want that game to come out on PC so bad.
Yeah, or like some sort of like remake, or just like a remake in the form of like a Resident Evil remake, but just like a Souls game. Yeah. How fitting for seeing a large map. Medieval England is a colossal realm with the depths of a puddle. It's a filled with typical Ubisoft busy work like enemy camps, pouring collectibles, and claimable viewpoints. Sheer scope of maps, 5-minute loading times on last-gen consoles. These waits feel utterly unnecessary because the substance doesn't justify the game being this gargantuan. Valhalla's a time sink for the wrong reasons. Oh, Valhalla is... It's,
That's it. It's going to this shit article board. Typo.
Yeah, typo.
They couldn't even word correct.
And players will likely clock off before the credits roll. Actually, I remember doing that with it was a kind of an open world game, but it was a JRPG where, like, if you want to have an easy time playing the game, you have to do the side quests, basically. And if you don't, then you're going to go in very under-leveled, you're going to be going in with very not good equipment, you're going to be going in with, like, your abilities not being leveled up to the fullest potential.
Yeah, there's some games that are like that, sadly.
Yeah. And the worst part about it, in that game, there is 600, I think, side quests.
Oh my god.
Or it's like 1/6 the amount, roughly. And I'm just kind of inflating the number, because for some reason I remember hearing the number 600. Like, it might just be upwards of like 200 something. I forget. Whatever.
Well, that's like, it's either side quests make you broken or they make you leveled.
Yeah, they make you balanced.
Like in Borderlands 2, like you always see the memes of like, bro did all the side quests before the final boss, and then you just like one shot the final boss.
I did all the side quests before I beat the final boss, except for like one, and I had a pretty hard time. Well, not a hard time. I didn't die, but still took me a while. Okay, let's roll down to the next one.
I can understand why this one's on here.
Old school Crash Bandicoot, or Crash Bandicoot 4. Games are hard, but belated. Fourth entry takes in new extreme. Gameplay's tighter and more intuitive than ever. Excuse me. However, it's also more difficult. Dimension hopping antics add fresh depth to the platforming, but the depth means players' reactions must be lightning fast. Get through the game normally.
I remember my brother playing this game, and there's this... It's either this game or the third game. There's one part where you have to parkour off a turtle, and it's like literally frame perfect to get onto the next jump, and you just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And like I even tried to do it a couple times, and you literally can't. Like you have to do it like back to back to back, and it's almost basically impossible.
Frame perfect tricks. You gotta love them when it comes to game.
Mm-hmm.
Like
especially a kids game.
Yeah, a kids game. I mean, like, there's games like Crash Bandicoot, like, that are supposed to be kid friendly, but are like tough as nails. The perfect example I can think of is the Donkey Kong Country series, where it has a lot of tight platforming. You only get like 2 hits, then you die.
Yeah.
The bosses can be pretty annoying. And like you said, you only have 2 hits.
I have I just got Tropical Freeze, I think, for the Wii U. In that game, like playing off the gamepad, you don't realize that there's latency on that gamepad until you actually need to like do jumps and stuff and like be precise. And Tropical Freeze is actually like, I wouldn't imagine that it would be that difficult, and it's actually pretty difficult.
Yeah, like go back to like basically any of the Donkey Kong Country games. You're gonna have a tough time. Let's see. Completionists have it far rougher. Each stage has a ludicrous amount of crates to smash, many of them in hidden places that no one would check. In addition, the conditions for challenge rounds and bonuses bonus rooms are merciless as ever. Plus, every level has variations such as different aesthetics and alternate characters. These variations all have their own set of collectibles. Fans who want to unlock the extras will spend hours replaying the same unforgiving stages over and over again. At least they'll get good at it, I guess. It's enough to drive the most diehard Crash devotees crazy.
I keep seeing the trilogy, I think, is on Steam.
Yeah, the Insane Trilogy.
I keep seeing it on Steam whenever it's on sale, and I'm really tempted to buy it. But then, at the same time, I always think that I bought the Spyro Trilogy on Steam.
And you barely touched it?
And I've barely touched it.
Yeah. I've never really been interested by Crash Bandicoot. Like, I just never really been good at platformers in general.
It's nice that they're, like, not reviving, but remastering the old games and making them, not, like, really adding new things to them, but at least Crash Bandicoot, unlike the Spyro game where they added the flossing skeleton, but, like, they're making them kind of true to form without, like, completely, like, redoing them, reimagining them.
Yeah, as a remake should do.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to the next one. Death Stranding, number 3.
I have a feeling this one is not rage-inducing. It's patience loss-inducing.
I mean, it's literally just walking simulator, or like mailman simulator, with like a few things in the way.
With okay story. I heard that the story is actually really good.
Yeah, just you gotta kind of tough it out.
Yeah.
Hideo Kojima has reportedly stretched what players were willing to accept both in gameplay and story. Death Stranding is the zenith of that. Right from the initial trailers, it was clear that the story was pretentious and nonsensical. It takes a random collection of strange and visuals and flimsy strings, hold them together with thinnest possible meaning. As infuriating as it sounds, nothing compared to the format. Game is essentially a walking simulator. The hero is a glorified delivery boy carrying his cumbersome cargo across the harsh wilderness. Heavy load is difficult to deal with on its own, but the uneven terrain ensures players fall down every 5 feet. They then keep this potting pace for miles, all while marveling how everyone thought this would be remotely fun or engaging.
Well, it was remotely fun and engaging enough to warrant a second one.
Yeah, I guess.
Pretty sure that got announced recently.
I mean, I think I have a feeling what people thought it was going to be. Like, I think people thought it was going to be like kind of like a random event simulator, quote unquote, where like you get like these like weapons that would kind of fit the time, and like, you know, there may be like these different monsters or like enemies from like whatever faction or corporation or whatever you're dealing with.
They were just expecting something else and then got a walking simulator.
Yeah.
And now the people that actually want the walking simulator are actually enjoying it.
Yeah, sounds about right. I mean, I guess the good thing about walking simulators is just you get to kind of turn your brain off and just wander.
Well, and you just get to enjoy the universe or the like graphics and visuals of the game.
Yeah.
Which I can see why people like it.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of ironic. I say I hate wandering for no real reason, but I love Dying Light 2, which one of my main activities is parkouring just randomly throughout the city.
Well, I think with that game, it's different for you because you're constantly killing and moving and collecting.
Yeah.
Where more other open worlds are more just like barren.
Yeah. Like, say what you want about Dying Light 2. At least there's stuff to do. Like, every, 30 seconds, a random event spawns. Well, maybe not every 30, 30 to 2 minutes, and a random event spawns. And, like you said, you have stuff to do. Okay,
the amount of stuff to do in that game kind of just reminds me of the first Destiny.
Yeah.
Lots of random events and players.
Yeah, I mean, for sake of reference, it takes 500 hours to 100% the game, according to the developers. Yeah, that's all endings, all collectibles, everything.
Oh.
Okay. Let's see. Number 2, Sonic the Hedgehog. Equating Sonic the Hedgehog with patience might seem counterintuitive. After all, speed is his specialty. Or specialty. He runs through danger without care in the world. Sadly, the games don't go for those controlling him. Sonic's speed is a double-edged sword. Developers set a labyrinth with obstacles, enemies, and hazards. The Hedgehog moves quickly that players will have time to react before they slam headlong into harm. As weird as it sounds, natural inclination is to take it slow and steady. Well,
that's how most Sonic games are, and fans don't realize it until they replay the old ones.
Yeah, I mean, I was just about to say, that's like more or less the older ones.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, even looking at like games like Sonic Colors, like, you know, you're allowed to move a lot faster just because, it's a, well, if you're playing the Wii one, it's a 3D game, well, mostly, and if you're playing the, like, DS one, it's a 2D game. But the levels are kind of set up a lot better, where you can kind of keep that momentum.
Yeah, and on, like, the newer consoles, you can actually see what's ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
And in the 3D ones, you can see what's ahead of you. On, like, the 2D space ones, where you can only see, like, a certain distance ahead of you.
Yeah.
And in some cases, like, you literally don't have time to react.
Yeah. I mean, like, the sole thing about these older games is that there isn't a lot of content, but they'd be really hard, so, you know, you have a reason to kind of keep on the grind.
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure if I had to go back and try to play, like, the old Castlevanias, I'd have one hell of a time trying to get through it.
Yeah.
And,
those are pretty difficult. Even, like, Symphony of the Night, I had it on my 360 because it was, like, a arcade. I think it was on Xbox Live Arcade. And that's still, like, extremely difficult. Like, I would be, like, struggling to go save by save area.
Yeah. I really want them to make another Castlevania game and put it on the PC. I think people would really like it.
Do they have, like, a announcement of, like, a classic Castlevania?
I don't think so. Like, I don't think the last Castlevania game...
Well, that's when they had the 3D ones.
Yeah.
They made it more like an action and, like, not a Metroid.
Yeah, Metroidvania is... Like, if they want to go back to classic style, it'd be cool, but, like I said, the last, like, actual game hasn't been for, like, 8 years or something. Well, maybe not that much, but it's been a while. Anyway, remember we were talking about Elden Ring earlier? Yeah, number 1 is every single Souls game.
So, when Gavin and I were going through this list, it says 10. So I, like, did a quick scan through the article, you know, just to make, like, check it out. And it started at 6, and we were so confused. On number 1 for the most, like, annoying games that test players' patience, it's almost every single FromSoft game.
Yeah. Well, at least the Souls. Let's see. Guys from South basically built an entire subgenre of frustration. They've accumulated innumerable deaths in Demon Souls, Dark Souls, Bloodborne, Sekiro, and Elden Ring. Hey, that's 5. Well, at least it's 5 series. I mean, is there like 3 Demon Souls? Or...
Demon Souls, I'm pretty sure was the first before Dark Souls, and then there's 3 Dark Souls.
Yeah, okay. Then Bloodborne, then Sekiro, and Elden Ring. So that's like 7 games right there, roughly. Yeah. All these games have the same problem. They're difficult from handicapping players. I mean, I despite my limited knowledge about the Souls series, I can't agree with that statement. Like, those games pride themselves on, you know, being hard. And there's a certain point where it's not really a handicap, more of a lack of skill.
Yeah. Like, it just takes, it's like, for example, like welding, you're not gonna weld perfectly the first time. But over time, like in Elden Ring or any Souls game that you play, like, you start to learn the area, and then you start to be like, oh, I can sneak up behind this enemy and like kill him in 2 hits instead of killing him in like 8 hits.
Yeah.
And like it's just like you just gotta learn over time, like the mechanics and all the things you can do, or like learn new ways you can solve the issue.
Yeah.
It's like a more thought provoking.
Yeah, I mean, that goes for literally every single Souls-like. Like, I've been playing Dead Cells, like, pretty, like, heavily since I bought it, like, a while ago. And that's a Souls-like I really got attached to because, I don't know, it's just more simple in my mind. And, I got my ass kicked by, like, a lot of things. I could barely make it past the 3rd level. And, I eventually made it. Then I got stopped by the warden on the bridge. And then, it took me a while to get to the King's Palace and get through there and beat the right hand. And then having to do the exact same thing for all the DLC, just going through all the levels and learning them and all the bosses. Yeah. I mean, I've been getting better. Like recently, I killed Dracula in the Castlevania, which unfortunately I probably won't be able to get. Well, there probably won't be gameplay for because I'm not gonna attempt Dracula. Yeah, I'm not gonna attempt Dracula again unless I know I can do it with the weapons I have. Yeah. Okay, well, I think that's enough of that. Let's move on to your first topic.
So, this article is world's richest rapper has a net worth of $2.5 billion. Here's who takes the crown. Who do you think is the world's richest rapper?
Well, I mean, I see the picture, and it says it's Jay-Z, but without knowing this, I probably would have, like, realistically said Kanye, like, before he went arguably insane.
Well, yeah, I'm assuming his net worth was, like, $1.5 billion. Because he had all the giant, like, the Adidas and all that.
Yeah, he had all the brand deals, like, I mean, Eminem, he sold the most albums of any rapper in the history of rapping, but even he is like, even he's not a billionaire.
I think, yeah. Isn't that insane, Gavin?
$2.3 billion for Juice WRLD.
Juice WRLD has, so it's just kind of off topic, but like crazy goals and stuff. Juice WRLD has 20.3 billion streams in total of all of his music. And that's just like, when he was alive, he only made 2 albums. I'm pretty sure it was now 3, because he made the one with Future. But yeah, back to on topic. To this. Oh, it does talk about Kanye here. Okay. So,
yeah.
Type a celebrity's name and net worth into Google and you'll likely come across a slew of blog sites and lists estimating net worths. But determining net worth is not an exact science. Rich people don't know how much money they have, and net worth includes appraisals of all sorts of non-liquid assets, from cars to houses to fractions of companies. The New York Times wrote in 2018, for example, Forbes' real-time billionaires list uses public holdings information in stakes in private companies to update the world's richest every day. Here's what the tracker says about the wealthiest rapper. Who is the richest rapper? Jay-Z is the richest rapper in the world according to Forbes' real-time billionaires list as of April 2023. So it's basically up to date. Jay-Z's net worth is estimated at $2.5 billion. The Brooklyn-born artist, whose real name is Sean Carter, became hip-hop's first billionaire in 2019. That's impressive.
That's cool.
His wealth comes from his music entertainment company, Rock Nation, a collection of Jean-Michel Basquiat art pieces, his venture capital film firm, Marshy Venture Partners, and his partnerships with Armand D. Brimac, Champagne, and D.U.S. Cognac. Sorry if I got those wrong. The 53-year-old rapper's career has spanned nearly 3 decades, includes 24 Grammy Awards and 14 number 1 albums on Billboard Chart 200, the most of any solo artist. Wow.
Not bad.
3 decades?
He's been around for a while. I think, well, in terms of, rap's top 5, which is Jay-Z, Eminem, Kanye, Drake, and Lil Wayne, I think in terms of who's been around the longest, it would be Eminem with being the longest, then Jay-Z, then Kanye, then Wayne. You could probably swap those two and probably be fine. Then
yeah, I know
Drake.
Wayne's been going for a really long time.
Yeah.
But 3 decades, that's 14 number 1 albums. Those are only number 1 albums. I wonder how many he has in Jean.
Like in the top 100?
Jay-Z album count. 13. So that means that... Wait a minute.
14 number 1 albums.
He has 14 number 1 albums, but it says that only has 13.
Well, I mean, it could probably include LPs and
deluxe albums
singles
and everything.
Yeah, deluxe albums and singles.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Okay, second one. What is Kanye West's net worth? Ye, the rapper formerly known as Kanye West, has a net worth of $400 million in April 2023, according to Forbes' real-time net worth tracker. Ye lost his billionaire status after making several offensive and anti-Semitic remarks that cost him his Adidas partnership, his talent agency Balenciaga, JP Morgan, Chase and Gap, among other companies who severed ties with the rapper.
Yep, I knew he was a billionaire once.
I
also forgot he changed his name to Ye. I don't think I'm ever going to get used to that.
The people are still going to call him Kanye.
Probably.
Okay, so we can read off this list, and then we can talk about it for a little bit and go to our next topic. So,
yeah.
Okay. Jay-Z is the only rapper to claim a spot on the Forbes real-time billionaire list with a $2.5 billion net worth in spring 2023. The rap world's richest also includes Ye, Sheen, Diddy, Combs, Andre, Dr. Dre, Young, Gilbert, Burner, Milam, a Bay Area rapper who owns Cookies.
World's first legal $1 billion weed brand. Sorry, I had to read that.
Okay. Here's where the top 5 richest rappers stood in 2022, according to a report from former Forbes editor Zach O'Malley Greenberg. Jay-Z, $1.5 billion, October 2022. Diddy, $1 billion, October 2022. Ye, $500 million, October 2022. Branner, $410 million. And then Dr. Dre, $400 million.
Yeah. The only person I did not know on this list is Burner. I know who Diddy is because apparently, he was Machine Gun Kelly's manager or something. Because Eminem made comments about it in Kill Shot.
Who actually is this guy, though?
I don't know.
I wonder, I'm gonna pull up his music track list, Burners. See if I know any of his songs. Oh, I think he's a Spanish.
Well.
Oh, I see. He makes it all off of funds from his $1 billion weed company.
Yeah. So it's less his music and more his marijuana. Makes sense to me.
Whatever makes some money, I guess.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to our next topic.
Okay, what's happened recently? Drama. What's drama that's happened recently that we could talk about? Rayman,
Yeah,
Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, Fall Guys, Lakers.
Fall Guys and the Lakers.
I mean, we could talk about Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, sure. As there's saying, what are we gonna talk about? Neither of us has played the game.
Would you ever play the game?
Like, I don't know. Like, I already gave my piece on open world games, and to something of that immensity, like, I don't know,
not
like
your taste.
Like, even like the first game, there's like 150 Korok seeds you have to find. They're all scattered on the map, and then there's like another 100 some shrines you have to visit to max out.
It's 900.
Oh, well, that's a lot better.
Right, and then at the end, it's literally just a joke.
Yeah.
Like, you get almost nothing for it.
And the completionist in my blood would tell me to do all that. Just like, I know people really like it because, you know, there's the unique gameplay mechanics and
Gavin,
like,
you're
the
being
parts where,
hacked
like,
again. I can't hear you.
Okay. I'm reconnecting. My internet.
Gavin's being hacked on air, guys.
Yeah, why would anyone have a reason to hack us? Okay.
Because we're too popular.
Yes, too popular.
They sense us. They sense our popularity rising.
Wouldn't that be swell? Like, I guess what I really just want to say about Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, like, it seems like enjoyable, but I don't know. Like, it just needs to be a bit more dense, I think, with just stuff like more towns or like just more.
What they need to do is just upgrade the Switch so then the developers can put more things into their games.
Yeah.
Because
well,
wasn't there like talk that the game was going to be so big that they'd have to literally include an SD card with it so then it could fit all on the Switch?
I don't remember hearing that, but I don't know.
You know.
Yeah. The one thing I remember hearing about, though, is apparently Breath of the Wild was inspired by Terraria and Minecraft.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
In fact, think that there would be that inspiration.
Yeah. In fact, if you sometimes when you load into Minecraft, like the little yellow text will sometimes say, "Also try Breath of the Wild."
I have seen that.
I've seen it too for also try Terraria.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes when you window out of your game in Terraria, it'll also say also try Breath of the Wild. And I've also seen it say also try Minecraft.
I just love like the filler text.
Yeah.
And like anything, including like the Borderlands filler text.
Yeah. I mean, you know, filler text is funny. It's interesting. It adds a lot of personality to the game.
Yeah. Like the Spaceballs one. She's gone from suck to blow.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess it's just kind of my piece about why, like, I just won't mess with Breath of the Wild, and like I said, basically it's just too big
for you to play it. So from what I'm understanding is for you to play it, it needs to be a linear Zelda game.
No, what it needs is it could still be open world, just maybe make the world a bit more dense, like of stuff, or make it smaller, and I don't know. Like I said, I don't really know that much about Breath of the Wild.
Not really a Switch guy.
Yeah, well, I have a PC and I bought a Steam Deck for my on-the-go gaming option. So
the master race.
Yeah, precisely the master race.
Okay.
Let's just move on to our last topic. I'm just gonna
talk about it. I can describe images if there's any in the article.
Alright, well, I think you might be able to turn back on the stream. For some reason, one of my internet things disconnected, and I just had to kind of reconnect that.
Okay, so this is our last topic. This is going to be a short episode.
Well, it depends how much we're able to talk about this one.
Yeah. Oh well, it's a good start back into recording and editing again for me.
Yeah, after a week of not doing that.
Yeah. Okay, so like we said at the start, this is teens roll into prom in World War II army tank, accompanied by Darth Vader playing flaming bagpipes.
Man, that just reminds me of the old jokes of, girl says she wants to get the Porsche and they roll up in a Italian tank from World War II.
Fuck you, this tank costs more than a Porsche.
I mean, it probably does, let's be real.
Yeah, especially if it's a World War II army tank.
Yeah. And listen, if I was a girl and my man rolled up to my place in a tank, I'm marrying him.
Right on the spot. That isn't...
Well...
It isn't a promposal, it's a proposal.
Yeah. Straight up.
Okay. Limos, party buses, even an Oscar Mayer Wienermobile.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's kind of funny too. We can now add a World War II tank to the list. Two creative West Coast teens made an impressive entrance over the weekend when they rode up to their high school prom in a AM3A1 Stewart tank they reportedly rented for $1,000. Oh.
Nice.
That sounds like a pretty good deal. Does it have ammunition?
I mean, probably not. It's probably, mostly decommissioned. So, Yeah.
Best friends Sherman Bynum and Sam Tedrow told local media outlets that they raised the money through TikTok and GoFundMe account for the event at the Camas High School in Washington near the Oregon border. We don't like Normal very much, Bynum told WJHG Monday. I think the quote that we've been repeating a lot today is, "Today's the day, man, and we're feeling really good." The teens who wore suits and sported green army helmets paid Portland resident Steve Greenberg, who owns the tank, to drive them to prom, an outlet reported. Greenberg, 65, has been collecting army gear since he was in high school, he told the New York Post. And now we go on to the Darth Vader. Darth Vader and flaming bagpipes.
Yep.
I don't even, is he walking in playing the Imperial, the march?
Just read it.
In a twist, the duo also recorded a man playing flaming bagpipes on a unicycle to give their entrance a soundtrack of the Star Wars theme, according to KPTV. That sounds like one of our friends with the unicycle.
Yeah.
Mr. M.
Yeah, Mr. M.
Oh, the bagpipe player was also dressed as Darth Vader.
Yep. That'd be probably the most memorable prom ever. The only way they could top it is if they jump down from above from a World War I fighter plane.
That would be kind of cool.
And it's the Red Baron's plane, which I think got destroyed, but who cares?
With the Red Baron. They brought him back just for prom.
Let's go. Something von Richthofen. Or Richthofen von something.
I'd be thankful to take you to prom.
But
WJHE reported Bynum was accompanied by his date, who asked out by holding a sign that said, "I'd be thankful to take you to prom." The undertaking began as a joke, the teen told the outlet, but wound up proving a point he appreciates about living life to the fullest. I mean, you only live once. Bring a tank to prom. Pull up in a tank.
I wonder how far someone could go. Do you think someone's gonna try to outdo this of grandeur Or like just how old of like might they tried to do exactly what I said of jumping out of a World War I fighter plane, or like maybe roll up in like a carriage from the Civil War.
I bet you they'd keep like do interesting ground things. They just pull
Yeah,
up with
probably.
like the drill from The Incredibles. Like they just drill out of the ground to go to prom.
All right. Well, that'd be cool, but that sort kind of doesn't exist. I think.
Mining.
I mean, I guess.
I wonder how much it
but,
would cost to rent mining equipment.
Uh, probably not a lot. The thing is, it'd take like upwards of like weeks to like make an entrance like that.
Well, yeah, and it would take a couple lifetimes to pay back the government and the city for the amount of damages.
Yep. Yeah, so mining equipment wouldn't be the way to go.
That's the end of this topic.
Yeah, I guess. I remember I had something to talk about, but I forgot what it was.
Was it game related?
I don't think so. Like, it feels like it's something to do with. Give me a second. Let me look for my newsfeed. It might jog my memory.
There's a lot been going on, though.
Yeah.
Of course, as soon as we started recording, I forgot like all of the drama and stuff that's happened online.
Yeah.
Oh
sounds about
yeah,
right.
Mr. Beast.
Yep. Yeah, so Mr. Beast has been doing a few things. Like, I guess, for example, he cured 1,000 people's deafness by basically purchasing a very expensive hearing aids. And then people got mad at him for not that yet, but what they got mad at him for is that he purchased his staff an entire neighborhood and basically said, "I got you, don't worry about rent." And people were comparing it to company towns or whatever they're called, where they would these corporations would buy out like big plots of like neighborhood and just kind of exploit their staff by making them pay like very high like rent and whatnot, like forcing to kick them out if they or threatening to kick them out if they don't do stuff.
It was really funny, like, as soon as I saw the Mr. Beast video, like the deaf one, like him helping people out, as soon as I saw it, I'm like, I just know that people are gonna make this a problem again.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that.
Like, even if you were to do, like, what people tell him, like, let's say somebody's like, oh, maybe you should do this, and then, like, he does it in a video, people would still complain. Like, even if it was somebody criticizing him, like, he did what somebody was criticizing him, told him to do.
Yeah. I mean, we said this in episode 2, I'll say it again. There's no pleasing a lot of people.
Yep.
Like, it's impossible to make everyone happy. Yeah.
And then they just find something to complain about.
Yep. Everything has to be, like, there always has to be a bad guy. And they always target the wrong people. Like, I mean, even if you just look at, like, world news, like, you don't see people, like, getting mad at the Russians for what they're doing in Ukraine. Because that's old news. People don't care about that anymore.
Yeah, I mean, like, the war is still going on. There's still
It's been going on.
casualties.
Yeah, casualties,
But
war crimes.
Minecraft stan Twitter is more important.
Yeah. Like I said, it just, people don't care anymore. And I think really what it is now, people are being upset over United States, like, somewhat involvement. And it's just that they don't want to get drafted, which, with the American military numbers, I think we'll be fine on that front. But, you know.
Yeah, and everything's leading more to technology warfare than physical troops warfare.
In terms of man and machine is definitely very much going to be a leading factor.
Safer, smarter, wiser to use in war.
Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be men on the ground, but...
Less men, more robot-controlled things.
Yeah. Just really depends on how far everyone's willing to go in a situation like that. Because everyone knows that technology advances the fastest during times of war. I mean, look how we got to the nuclear era. That was during the Second World War when we were developing the atomic bomb. I mean, and look at the Air Force. That was during the First World War when, that stuff was just kind of popping, like...
It's just a thought.
Yeah, it was just a thought, and then it just happened.
Just some goofy guys, like Goofy Brothers, backyard project, and now it's like flying through the air, like pelting people with bullets.
Yep. Dogfighting. And during the Civil War, at least the American Civil War, ironclads were created for boats, like, they're basically completely covered in, like, iron, or, like, steel. And, like I said, it's a case where how far is every country willing to go?
You want to end it?
Yeah. Take the lead, because I introed.
On a happier ending note, I hope everyone's doing well. I hope you are not sick like I was. Stomach bug is the worst.
Hopefully you didn't get bit by any ticks if you're outdoors like I did.
Oh god, don't say that.
Don't worry, I'm fine. It was just a normal wood tick, wasn't a deer tick.
Yeah. But, we should be back to our weekly schedules now, for now. Unless anything gets changed, it's posted on our Twitter, ExtraCasual Podcast. For people that don't like doing audio listens, we also have a YouTube channel that has our audio recordings and with background video that is mainly recorded by Gavin.
Yep.
If you're interested in that, maybe just have like a background, like fall asleep to, have like some video gaming in the background.
Uh-huh.
But other than that, this is Ashton.
This is Gavin.
And we will talk to you guys next week.
Yep. Auf Wiedersehen.
Bye-bye.